recording, which I think it is.
It is. The little 1,
Yeah.
2, 3's gone off.
Okay, so we're on our way to Alderstrop.
Yes, we weren't driving that fast before David asked.
No, I was obeying the speed limit at all times.
And it was a nice sunny day, as you can see.
Yeah, we had a great day for it. It's because the day after it's pouring with rain here in Morton in March.
And it's very dull now while we're recording this.
Yeah,
but it's not raining, it's just very dull.
It was earlier when I went out to the garden.
It was raining early on, but it's very dull. So this is Aldershot, and then when we stop, we will be actually in Alderstrop.
Yes, going round the. It's not a very big place, but it's a very nice place to visit, and it's got connections with Jane Austen.
Yes, it has.
Susan, you may.
Well, I won't elaborate too much because I've got my own video. I'm gonna.
Oh, I see.
If I put it all on.
Top hill, Susan.
Well, if we put it all on here, then when people go and watch mine, they think how boring.
Oh yes. Okay. Well, if you want to find out about Alderstrop and Jane Austen and other things, go to where is it, Susan? Can you remember today?
The Dyslexic Explorer's Notebook.
Yes, go to that YouTube channel and you'll see some more video of Alderstrop, a bit different to what you're seeing now. And Susan will be telling you about Jane Austen and
well, a little bit about Jane Austen, and a little about the village.
But it's a beautiful little village. Well, you'll see in a minute.
Yeah, and a little bit about the church.
Yes. First of all, we have a very important announcement today.
Yes, we have.
Very, very happy birthday to Mr. Bernie.
Yes, who does our talk?
He does the talking,
yeah.
And he also runs a Station Masters
walkmentaries.
More, yes.
God, that was a big word for me. Walkmentaries. So go and have a look on his
Station Master's Choice, Walkmentaries and More.
Yes.
YouTube channel. So go and have a look. Be nice, like his videos, subscribe to him, and he's got an amazing voice. And he's got some fantastic videos out of all over. He's just doing some at Scotland at the moment.
Yeah, they're really good.
Really good. I showed Mum that one on the big telly, because I put YouTube on the big telly. I know that's how Bernie likes to watch his YouTube, and Mum said it looks really lovely there. Apart from lots of people, though, I think that it's a bit upsetting for Bernie because there's so many people in that little town. It's getting.
Well, I thought they were rather rude about the toilets.
Oh yeah, when they wouldn't let them stop off.
You have to watch it to have a look. They were some rather rude people, I thought.
Yeah, and they wouldn't let their coach stop off because they hadn't booked in. They turned them away. He said, "You're not using my toilets." I mean, he could have said, we're booked up. And the polite thing would have said, "Look, you've got to book to come in. We've got more coaches coming in. But if you park outside, you're welcome to use the toilets if you need to." Or the facility,
any of our facilities, citizens, you know.
No, you're not using them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what some people are like, though, aren't they? They really do.
They are rather rude,
little Hitlers in their jobs. I
have to say that I don't do political things, but I have to say I read something that it's rather amusing but annoying the other day. 500 people arrived on Tuesday on them small boats, right?
Oh, God.
And the government's plans or ideas for it is to swap the illegal immigrants with the French, right? For genuine asylum seekers. Yeah, but okay, so you're going to swap 500 of one lot for another lot, right? But what happens when that lot then become failed asylum seekers? But it's not that.
Illegal.
It's not just about the illegality of it that got me. It's just that, so they're going to, thinking about doing this thing. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they swap so many each, don't they, right? Okay, so that don't make no difference, really. They still got to feed them. They still got to house them.
Yes.
They still got to clothe them. They still have to basically give them money to live on. So it doesn't really matter if they're illegal or the legal ones. They've still got to look after them.
Well, what annoys me is at the moment they're cutting everybody's money, pensioners, disabled.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
They're getting rid of disabled. I mean, why don't you just go to full hog government and make up some camps and put all disabled people in? Because you don't want disabled people in this country. You don't want unemployed people. And I know that's a big...
They don't want the OAPs.
They don't want nothing. All they want is rich people and all the immigrants.
Yeah.
If you're an immigrant, you get everything. You get priority housing. You get every benefit going, including all the disability, which our own people can't get. I think this country is absolutely disgusting the way it's going.
But as I said, this is what I said I don't usually get involved in, and it's just I don't have nothing. It
just makes you mad because
it wasn't mad. It was just I don't know what the word is. It was just the stupidity of it, and I was looking at it thinking, so Will swapping illegals for legals make any difference?
It won't. You'll still be paying them full benefits, giving them housing.
Because you still have to do the same
Yeah.
thing, don't you?
And the thing is, what is annoying as well, if you want to get a house, if you can't afford to buy when you rent one off of a council or,
Private
private,
landlord, yeah.
most 99%, you don't get it furnished. The illegal immigrants get all their houses furnished and they
Well,
can,
and the legal,
yeah,
illegal and legal.
yeah, but they can choose where they want to live. Now you can't do that. If you're, on benefits, or if you just like social housing, you don't want to buy a house, you have to go on this bidding system, and you can only bid for houses where you've got family. And then that's really difficult to try and even get on that to start with. But they come over and they get anything they want, anywhere they want, all paid for, fully furnished, money, all their bills paid. But our own people, you can forget it. You might as well just live on the street because you'll get treated like rubbish. And I think a lot of people now are starting to get sick and tired of it. And something's got to happen and something's got to change because we can't go on like this country.
As I
It's
said,
going down the
I
toilet
know,
very
as I
fast.
said, what I was talking about anyway, that was, oh, I don't know.
Yes,
You're walking up Alderstop Street now.
yeah, there's some beautiful scenery and there's some beautiful little cottages and there's one. I don't know if we've just passed it when we've been rabbiting. It's just there, I think. You might have seen it. It's got beautiful flowers all over the front of the house. It's absolutely gorgeous. But there was a lot of bees about, so I expect that attracts all the bees. So you might have a problem if your house is covered in, lovely flowers. When you open the window, you get loads of bees in. Something like that. But there's a funny person. Look on the video. Who's that?
I can honestly say
There's a strange woman.
I have been stung enough times to say that I have no allergic reaction to bee stings.
Well, I've only ever been stung at dodgy garages.
Now I've been,
not my favourite garage at the
I've
moment,
got
which is Troopers Lodge garage.
stung in the ear.
They're fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, stung in the ear when I was
Yeah.
younger. My granddad was very nice about that. He told me it was my own fault for teasing bees.
Well, you shouldn't tease bees then, should
Well, I
you?
wasn't exactly teasing bees. I've got stung in the head.
Yeah.
That was when I was little as well.
That could explain a lot of things, couldn't it?
Then more recently, I was doing some cemetery photography,
For UK Indexer,
and I got stung on the ankle,
who we volunteer for.
and I couldn't get back to the car because it swelled up so much.
Yeah, it was really bad, wasn't it?
It swelled up that bad. It was trying to get me back to the car was quite funny in itself. It was after, but not at the time. And more recently than that one, and we still can't believe it to this day, I sat on the floor here in the house and I got stung on the thigh.
Yeah, a bee come in and it must have been half dead and it's on the floor and typical Susan happened to find it.
And people wouldn't believe me at first, and they looked at my leg and they thought, "Oh, you have been stung, yes." Yes, so
We just get quickly back to Bernie. Bernie's not been too well at the moment, so he hasn't sent us a recording in because he's not very well, and it's not much fun, is it? It's not very well, and it's his birthday today. So I hope you can have a nice birthday, Bernie, and enjoy any presents you got. And hopefully, if you don't feel too well, you feel well better soon. Because it's miserable when you don't feel well. You're stuck in the house on your own, and you can't get out and do any filming, can he?
Nope.
Sure, that's upsetting him. Hopefully, he can get back to his little job because I know he loves doing that at the station.
Oh, yes, on Sundays,
absolutely
yeah.
beautiful station.
We will definitely
We
have to get there.
desperately want to come and see Bernie at the station. It's incredible.
And we'll have to set out one morning early, won't we?
And also, it's Easter weekend at the moment. I'm not
Yes.
forgetting that. So hopefully everybody's got their Easter eggs. And if you're going out having a lovely car journey and stuck for about 20 hours on the motorway, I hope you get to where you're going and have a nice time after all the...
Yeah, and drive safely because there are a lot of idiots on the road
yes,
at the
after
moment.
all your children are saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Say, "No, we just got on the motorway. We've got 500 miles to go. And it's going to take us two days to get there because of all the traffic."
I think Easter's it's one of them things. It's gone very it's commercial, more commercial. Again, like Christmas and Valentine's Day, it's not about what it represents anymore. And I think
No, I bet
we
you
don't
if you
particularly
asked
celebrate
if you
it.
ask children now what it means, they'd
There'd be
probably
the
say it's
eggs
eggs, it's chocolate eggs. They
and the
wouldn't
Easter Bunny.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, which is sad, but
Yeah, but what's also annoying is you got Christmas and you got all the Christmas stuff in. Before Christmas is over, sometimes they've got Easter eggs in the shop, even before Valentine's Day. And then you think, well, what is the point of having them that quick? Have them a couple of weeks before. But this is months and months they've had the Easter eggs in. I honestly don't see the point, do you?
I mean, when we were kids, I mean, we used to go to church for Easter, but the
Oh,
amount of
you're one of those,
I said used to go to church. Um,
those religious people.
I wasn't gonna
I
don't
hope I
s-
haven't offended you then with any of my views,
don't
you know.
start. Don't
You're
start.
methadone, aren't you? You're on that
I'm a
methadone?
Methodist.
Yes.
Why do you have to do you? Why do you have to do that to me?
I don't know. I like doing it. It's
It's
fun.
not nice, you know. Right. I was just going to say, when we were kids, we used to do the church thing, obviously, and it'd be like we always had a lamb at Easter. I don't know why, but lamb seems to always be Easter. I don't, by a rule, eat lamb. So I used to be very upset because I don't eat lamb by a
Yeah.
rule. So that was one of the things I didn't like about Easter, and I still don't eat lamb. But
What did they do in the church when you went then? Is it just prayers and
oh, it's just like training.
thankfulness and
It's all about, you know what,
did they dish out any free Easter eggs or don't get
no,
none of
no,
that
no.
sort of
It's just,
things?
you know, like telling you the story of Jesus dying and, you know, how Judas betrayed him and denied him 3 times in the, you know, for a piece of silver and
Yeah, but I doubt if
the
anybody
raising and
nowadays I
raising
doubt
him and,
you
you know, the
yeah
cross and raising him
very
from the dead.
much anybody knows any about that. Again, most children probably think Easter's Easter eggs and chocolate.
But
They won't
yeah,
understand it because nobody wants to know that anymore, and you're not allowed to teach a lot of history anymore and things like that because it's against against people's rights to be taught things like that in schools now, isn't it?
yeah.
You know,
But
it's
no, I was going to
ridiculous.
say,
This world is
I
becoming absolutely
I'll tell you
ridiculous.
what I always thought was stupid. Now I'm not never have been a big chocolate eater, and you know that because I
Yes,
haven't
no,
even.
no, same here. I don't
No,
like
you got
chocolate.
that's why you got two Easter eggs, and I haven't got one. I've got these little Easter
Well, you
bunny.
didn't want one, did you?
No, I'm not a big, you know, chocolate Easter, but I also think when we get eggs when we were young, it wasn't just one Easter egg. I mean, because I come from a big family, and it'd be like you have one from your mum, one from your dad, one for your gran, one for your granddad, one, and then aunties and uncles, and you end up with all these Easter eggs. And I used to sort of look at that and think, what am I going to do with them? When there was a simple answer to that. Now, my brother and
You've got to
sister,
slow down a bit because you're really getting too fast and you're slowing all your
all
words
right,
again. You're doing that thing.
okay,
And that's what people say on your videos. You get a little bit too a, a forward, don't you? That's your
yes, my
problem with
mouth and my brain don't
yes,
work
but
together.
that's the problem of also being dyslexic, isn't it? And you try to get everything out and it all sort of jumbles up. I'm only trying to say because it comes
Yeah,
over.
so what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So that you have all end up with all these Easter eggs, and now my brother and sister, they got no crumbs. They
Yeah,
never.
just stuff them all down and
They
then
they
they'll
were
be sick.
they were sick. They would make
Okay.
themselves sick before dinner. Then they'd eat dinner and start again, right? But then you like 2 days after they'd have nothing left, and I'd be the one with all these eggs in boxes. So I used to actually end up with about one egg in the end because I used to share them with all my brothers and sisters. But well, my brother and sisters, I've only got one sister and one brother, but I used to share. You know, because when you used to get, do you know, you used to get a lot more in the eggs when you were little, didn't you?
Yeah,
When you years
yes, you
ago,
did. Yeah.
because you not only have this big egg that was really thick, weren't they? You'd like
Yeah,
get
oh
the
yeah, it used to
mug.
be
If you
really,
notice, you
yeah.
don't see the mugs no more.
Not very often. And if you do it, you get a little tiny egg.
Yeah,
But the chocolate's not
and then
thick,
you
is
get,
it? It's very thin.
and then years ago, when you used to break the eggs open, there used to be sweets inside the eggs. They
Yeah,
don't
you
do
don't
that
do
no
that no
more.
more now.
No, the sweets are like separate packets on the outside, aren't
Yeah,
they?
and most of the eggs now, unless you pay a little bit extra, they're all cheap rubbish, aren't they? Like, even, I have to say, sadly, even Cadbury's has gone really horrible.
Yeah.
It's like you get the Whispers and the Twixes and all those, but they're very cheap chocolate. It's not like it used to be. Chocolate used to taste nice, didn't it? You think, oh, you look forward to a bit of chocolate. Now there's hardly any taste in chocolate unless you pay a bit more money and have a good quality one. And a lot of it, I'm not being funny here, but a lot of the companies got taken over by American companies, and their chocolate
Yeah.
is a lot sweeter than ours, isn't it? Because most of it's got peanut butter in. I do like some of them, but
Oh,
they've ruined some of our chocolate. Sorry, Americans, but our chocolate should have stayed with us, not been made in other countries. Yeah, oh, you know what I mean.
I've just noticed the time.
Yes.
Yes, we've got to get Bernie on, and now we're in the Autostop church, by the way.
Yes. No, yeah, I think the video goes for 22 minutes.
Yeah, and we're at 15 minutes
And I'll
already.
explain about that because Bernie used to do us some recordings And I thought, as he couldn't do one this week 'cause he's very ill, sadly, I really do hope you feel better, Bernie. I'm really sorry about that on your birthday and Easter. Bit of a miserable time, but we've got an old recording called the Anonymous Boots. Brilliant little recording Bernie did for us quite a while back. So we're going to reuse that one if hopefully Bernie doesn't
Yeah,
mind
and
us
then
doing that.
that takes us to the end of the show. It will.
Yeah, because we've got a couple more minutes we can talk because we got a few minutes.
Okay, then go on then.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you want to say now? What are we doing?
We're
What we
putting
doing?
Bernie on.
Yeah, no, in a minute. I mean, we've got a couple more minutes.
Well,
So,
we'll talk again when we
okay,
get
I'll
back.
put Bernie on now, the Anonymous Boots, and then we'll come back and carry on talking.
There really was no place for any self-respecting rat anywhere near these boots as they made their way along the street. Street? More like a cramped courtyard. You could lean out of your top window and shake hands with your neighbour, so close did the upper stories lean out to each other above the thoroughfare below, which made the way dark and formidable, such that on a dismal winter's day you found it not an easy task to tell if it were indeed day or night. Such a day this was, as the boots picked their way along. Splash! The occupant shouted an obscenity upwards as a stream of well-matured urine just missed him. "Serves you right for walking too close to the middle," crackled an ancient female voice from somewhere above. "You should learn to mind the contents of the piddle pot." Well, she had a point, for it must be remembered that not all of London yet had sewers and sanitation. Hence the inward slope from both sides of the street to a sort of trough running down the middle to the nearest stream, and reliant on gravity and rain to keep it clean. The air was redolent with the stench of raw sewage, mixed with the odours of rotting vegetation, meat, and other items emanating from the various business premises that folk here cared to call shops. As the street bore to the left, the boot-wearer glanced back. The Whitechapel Road and civilization, in inverted commas, had gone out of view. Culver Street might have been a foreign country. Such was the contrast between the two. Looking around, he became aware of just how busy it was, and he thought maybe just to take a moment or two to familiarise himself with this environment. Over to the right was a baker's, with muffins the size of which he'd never seen before, and a whole array of rather dubious-looking pies. 2 doors away stood a butcher, brawny arms folded and with a cleaver gripped in his hand as if expecting to use it as a weapon at any moment. He was closely studying the boots, but occasionally his glance would drift upwards to meet the eyes of the wearer, only to move away again as if he'd bared his entire soul to him. Moving on, to the left was found the barber, but no cutting of hair here. The razor was deftly cutting into a large forearm, the object of which, as soon observed, was to remove a piece of metal that had been embedded there. 1/2 penny would be charged for this service, just about affordable for this area, but who here could afford the services of a real doctor? Indeed, if one could be found who would even consider treating a resident of Culver Street. Most, indeed, were blissfully unaware even of its very existence. The teeth marks later found on the barber's strop would bear chilling testament to the fact that no anaesthetic had been used. And then there was the candle shop, arguably the most vital and busy shop in this evil-feeling cesspit of London life, East London life in particular. It was always so dark that every house had a candle burning somewhere at any hour of the day. Now, our house of rest was the strangest name for a public house, but rather appropriate, sited as it was at the farthest and darkest end of the street. The boots stopped for a moment again, only to find themselves looking at a shabby, rotting pair of shoes. "Good day to you, my fine sir," their owner spoke in a soft, gruff voice. "Not often we get such a fine-looking gentleman as yourself about these parts. Suppose you were to, shall we say, meet with an unfortunate accident. Would anyone know where to even start looking for you?" "You have a point," came the reply. "But why speak so?" "Well, sir, was the response, and the speaker's face changed to an evil scowl, moving in close to his recipient's eyes. "I was wondering if you might have a little money, or a few trinkets that you might, be persuaded, as it were, to donate to the poor of this here parish." "Ah." The reply was prolonged and considered. "That might be arranged for such a polite invitation. Shall I write down for you what I have?" The scowl then changed to a look of fear. The man had been so concentrating on eye-to-eye contact he hadn't noticed the hands removing 2 daggers worn diagonally across the chest of the boot wearer. But he did feel the chill of the cold steel that had cut the top buttons off his shabby waistcoat and was now gently pressing on his chest. "But I only write in blood and on skin for the likes of you. Now, how many items shall I detail on this fine chest of yours?" The blade gently went deeper, drawing a small stream of blood. With the colour fast draining from his face, his antagonist withdrew. "I meant no harm, sir," he muttered. "We have to survive as best we can round here, you know. But I have no means to fight your weapons. Pray allow me to withdraw with no further harm, sir." "Begone with you, scoundrel," came the reply, closely followed by a loud belly laugh as the boots helped him on his way with a well-placed application to the rump. "Better a boot up your arse than a sliver of cold steel, you old fool." The voice came from an upstairs window of the pub. "Come on up, sir," it continued, being now directed towards the boot wearer, "and bring that fancy leggerer with you. You're getting far too much attention round these parts, and that ain't good for any of us." A burly man blocked the stairway, but a penny piece and the words, "I am expected," removed the last obstacle to an ascent into the beery fumed, chokingly smoke-filled upper chambers of this den of iniquity. "Ah, come in, Mr. Linderwin. I wondered how long it would take you to get here, if indeed you could find where here is. I'm impressed." An uneasy silence followed. The boots were anonymous no more.
Bernie reading a little story you done. You made that quite a while back, so again, I hope you don't mind us reusing that, Bernie. Right, you'll be seeing some photos now of Alderstrop, the churchyard, and we just talk till this runs out, and then we'll be finished.
Yeah, I just want to say I've got a couple of videos that will be going up. I've built up a retro typewriter from Lego, not official Lego though. So that'll be explained in the video. I've also got, as like Peter said, we've got Alderstrop going up. I have, and if anybody wants to hear any of our other old shows, interviews, we got some with Massimo. We've got
Oh yeah, I might
we got
redo
Laura,
I might redo some
and
of them for next week after.
we got Amanda Harvey Purge talking about her book somewhere
that'd
as
be
well.
nice, yeah.
And we got a few of people choosing music for their island.
Yeah, we hope Amanda's doing all right. And sadly, she lost her cat
Roscoe.
Roscoe passed away, a little cat, a
Yes.
beautiful little cat.
Very sad that
I'm
is.
very
Yes.
sorry, Amanda. And
Yeah. We hope you feel better soon.
yeah,
And
I
Ben
know
and the
it's
rest
going
of
to take. I know
the
you don't
family.
ever get over things like that. Because when we lost our cat
Yeah.
a long time ago, you still think about it now, and that's
Yeah.
about 30, 40 years ago.
So that's what we'll be doing in the next coming up shows, and then we just want to say have a lovely Easter.
Yeah,
Don't
I
overdo it.
really hope you get well soon, Bernie, and you're
Yep.
back to getting your videos done. Because I know it's kind of upsetting because you can't go out,
Yeah.
and that's frustrating.
And that'd be it for this week then.
I think so. Yeah, we're just
It's
a
just-
few more photos.
It's about a couple of seconds left. That's
I'm not
it.
sure. Yeah, there's a few photos, and then so anyway, thank you very much for listening and watching.
And we will catch you next week.
Yeah, we really hope you do enjoy this. We're doing our best. I know it's not the best way of doing it, but it's better than nothing.
And that's it. We're going to go
Yes,
blank now, so we
okay.
got to go.
Bye bye then. Thank you very much.